Hi everyone, Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. We're in a new project in Los Angeles, California, and we've got our wall framed, and everybody's always curious about, well, how do you get diaphragmatic absorption in your wall? Well, look at this. This is a cabinet. Sides, back, we'll put a front on it, okay? So this is a cabinet. This is if you pulled this out and set it in your room, it would be a cabinet. So we have all these little cabinets in our wall. So what we could do is we can bust it up into 14.5-inch spaces, and then we can put our carbon filters inside the stud space. And what we'll do is every stud space will be a different depth. So the filter will go in a space that's going to be a different depth. Okay, and it's all going to be tuned all the way across the wall. So how do we attach the filter to the wall? Real easy. Right through the stud. So some of the cavities will be 8-inch, some will be 10-inch. It'll just depend on what we're trying to do in the room size and volume. So that's what we're doing, and that's how it works. Don't put any fill material in it because we need the air. There's a perforated absorber inside of a diaphragmatic. Boy, what we're doing here, everyone, is, our normal filters are 14.5 wide, 60 long. Well, that we try to standardize them to keep costs uniform, consistent, predictable. Now, with the ceiling layout that we have here in this project, we want to get as much carbon as we can in it, so we're going to have to custom make filters to fit into sizes that won't accommodate our standard production size. So,
hi everyone, this is Steven with Acoustic Fields. I'm sitting here with Joe in his room that was just finished a couple weeks ago. We were just outside discussing many things, what he was hearing, the process. So I thought it'd be great if Joe shared a couple experiences with him. The one unique thing about this room is that it's completely covered in carbon technology through the studs. And that was something Joe really wanted to do and pursue, so he contacted Dennis, and he was telling me some things outside. So,
yeah, when I first was getting into the studio build, what I was concerned with was the number one, isolation, because I have neighbors, etc. It's a home studio, and I needed the isolation. I can't have the neighbors, hearing me whenever I mix. I mix it at odd hours, just like anybody else, and I needed that isolation. I need the low-end management. My last studio was really good, but there was some problems in the detail of the low end. Now it's sharp, it's clean, it's concise, and I couldn't be happier. I was really, really concerned with, because of course low end is what's going to travel the most. That's going to be your problem. You can handle the highs and mids, that's not as much of a problem, but to handle the low end is nearly impossible. And for the design and how we built it, and Dennis being hands-on the entire time, we have just an amazing studio. I couldn't be happier. I would recommend him to everyone I meet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
you said something interesting outside. You said you can listen to music at 105 decibels, so to speak, and you can be outside and you can't hear anything.
Yes. So there's many layers, of course, in the studio build. If you go on the site, they're gonna describe, unless you'd like me to go into detail how we built these walls, but it's the carbon technology that gets you that. I've had studio designers try to tell me double layers of Owens Corning 705, that type of product, double drywall green glue. I know, Dennis, sorry I said green glue. I know what that does to you.
Why did you choose, why didn't you go that route? Because that's a standard that is still being used today.
Dennis did. He informed me that it was old technology, and it was crazy because I kind of went out on a limb. Everything he said to me, it made sense to me. It was logical. It was a clear plan. And basically, he would say, well, what's that going to do for you, below 80 hertz, let alone 70, 60, 54, the ones that your neighbors are going to feel, because you're in sort of close proximity. And he showed me the carbon carbon activated charcoal.
Yeah.
What that is. And I just went for it. I took the leap, and I was like, I want the best low-end management out there. And if anybody's watched these videos, I had confidence in him. You know, and it was weird because I didn't expect, the other designers I'd spoken to, they weren't so willing to be hands-on. It was a lot of times, well, you buy the plan, I'll give you the plan, have your crew build it, and once in a while, I'll check in if I'm not too busy, or I'm gonna charge you. One particular guy wanted like $50 a phone call, plus the time. It was like lawyer fees. It was crazy. And Dennis was like, no, you know, I'm gonna manufacture, I'm gonna sell it to you. You pay the one-time fee for the design plan, and I'm gonna help you through. It's gonna be a lot of phone calls, it's gonna be a lot of meetings. This is not gonna be done overnight. And I had faith in him. And like right now that it's built, it's a dream. It's beautiful, and it's really what I wanted. But as far as the low end goes, to sum it up, the beauty of it is, I've learned over the years to not mix too loud. You know, sometimes you do need to turn it up a bit to really hear your bass. Where's your low end sitting? Here, I notice I don't have to do that so much. You can hear it more accurately. It's a higher resolution. You're hearing, for instance, you can hear the separation of, let's say you're dialing in a kick drum, you can hear the beater. This is a real drum. Samples, you know, that's kind of what you get. If you're recording a drum set and you have like a kick drum, you can hear the beater attack the head, and you can hear the roundness of the shell. You can hear the room more distinctly. It's hard to separate those three components, just for instance, on a bass drum, let alone you get into a bass guitar, a double bass, a cello, whatever instrument you're recording, or the human voice for that matter. Mm-hmm. So there's a detail in the image that's new for me that I'm really liking. Even if your crew has done this before, every project is going to be unique. For instance, we have a vaulted ceiling, and we're building this room inside of a room with a 1-inch gap with a lot of material. So there's always challenges, and when you think of these challenges and you're actually trying to physically build this room, it's hard to focus on, well, what's it going to sound like? You just have this idea that it's just going to be good. So until it's done and you hear it, you finally, when it comes to fruition, you're really happy. Like I'm really, really happy. You know, it's like, if you watch it, I definitely don't need a sub in a room like this, and I feel like I'm more than enough low end. So I'm adjusting panels, doing certain things, and it just totally works.